Um, it's so much different now though. Like Call of Duty now, I don't know. Like it just sucks.
Yeah.
I like the movement and stuff is weird, and I don't like it. But yeah, if they brought back the original, like Verdansk and all the original weapons,
Well, I don't even. And well, welcome back, guys. But we're kind of we're talking we just kind of popped right into it. We're talking about uh gaming. We used to play like Xbox. I'm sure a lot of you guys did. I know a lot of you guys did. And we're kind of talking about that, talking about the times that we had when we were like, I know, like you have those times on Xbox or like playing on live with your friends, and like you can just think back to it and think of all the funny moments and all that, and like that's kind of what we were just sitting here talking about and talking like. I don't like with Call of Duty, like if the Warzone, if they took it and took it to back, like you said, if they took it back to where it was,
yeah,
but I don't even care if they brought the old guns and stuff back. Like none of that. Like just you could bring the map back and the gameplay. I mean, the new movement you could keep. They'll keep the new movement, but if you would just like just that game style,
yeah.
because like that was what made it fun.
Oh yeah, for sure,
You know, I just
dude. That we had some of the best times on there too.
oh, it was so fun.
Oh my gosh. Like definitely some of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my entire life.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we'd get on there and spend hours.
Oh,
Hours.
dude, I'll never forget. Which what was it? One night. No, it was one day. It snowed. I'll never forget. It snowed. I couldn't do anything outside. Couldn't work. I mean, didn't have anything going on. I had to feed hay to my cows. That was all I had to do. Literally got on, and Seth wasn't working that day because he was off. Everything was froze.
Yeah.
And so he texted me at like Kate had to go to work, and I was like, the kids weren't here or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, you want to get on?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." This was at like 9 in the morning.
Like heck yeah.
Yeah. So fixed me some breakfast, went down here, turned the game on, everything, and loaded up Warzone and got on. I think it was like 9, 10 in the morning when finally got to start playing, and we played till like 2 in the afternoon and got off. He had to go do stuff. I had to go do some stuff. Got back. It was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock that night, and everybody like we're sitting in the group chat. We were like, "Hey, who's on?" Everybody's like,
Yeah.
I'll get on." So we all got on, and I think we played from like 7:30, 8 o'clock that night until like 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I believe it too.
And that happened multiple times.
Oh yeah. Dude, all the time.
That game
And like
was so fun. Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
yeah, a lot of times it's like every night,
It
at least 1, 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, work. Who cared?
Yeah.
2:30 in the morning, you're getting off.
Yeah. Gosh. It's so worth it though.
Oh,
So
dude.
worth it.
And it's like, like I don't know about you, but like talking with my wife, she didn't understand it.
Yeah.
She didn't like it at all. But it's like it wasn't the fact of playing the game. It was just getting on there and talking.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about a minute ago. It's just like you get on there, and it was just the conversations you had while playing the game made the game play more fun.
Right.
And it really when the conversations died down, and like everybody kind of got mellowed out, like started getting a little tired, and that's when everybody's like the game started sucking.
Yeah, you're right.
But it was like if you got on, even if you got on and nobody was like really in a good mood and you played, it sucked.
Yeah.
But
if nobody was talking.
Yes, dude, it was so boring. And if everybody was in a good mood, everybody was having fun and playing, I mean, it was just
Oh, it's the best time.
it was so fun.
Yeah, it's like the people made the game almost.
Yes, for
because
sure.
you could have that same game but with different people, and of course it's gonna be different. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna be as fun. Or like if y'all weren't on and had to play with somebody else, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I hate it. I wouldn't get on unless y'all were.
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't either.
It what like you said, it just wasn't the same thing. It was just a different feeling. Like you didn't go to the same. You didn't have your same route around the map. You didn't have your same landing spots.
Yeah, because we had the same.
Oh, we had the same thing every single game.
I mean, that one spot we dropped, I can't remember what
right outside of TV
we
station.
called it home though.
Yeah.
The red roofs.
Yeah, the red roof.
And,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It had the same route just about every time, and
yeah, and it would never fail. That place started getting hot. It was right down beside TV station.
Yeah,
and we would land there, and there was a building, a 4-story building on the front side of it, a single-story house on the right, or the dual-story house on the right-hand side. Then there was the red roofs, and then there was like a little bar in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And Alan would always land at that bar,
Yeah.
and I swear it never failed. 5 seconds after landing, we'd all be talking, and you wouldn't hear Alan. He'd be like, "Alan, what? Where have you? Is there anything in there? Any money? Like, we want to buy a loadout." He'd be like, "Shh, I've got company." And then next thing you know, oh God, I'm down. We all have a friend like that.
Oh gosh.
Everyone can relate to that friend.
Yeah, that's true too. I can like, yeah, I specifically remember like events like where that happened or like something similar to that.
And dude, he was so in it. Like, he would sit there and you'd be like, "Well, where are they?" "Shh, shh, I'm listening. Shh." One's pushing me. He's pushing up the steps. Oh, he's one shot. Huh? Don't finish me. Oh, he finished me. My good God.
Oh gosh. That was always the best. Like if Alan was the last one left.
Oh gosh, watching him was funny. I hope you listen and watch this podcast, Alan. We just got off the phone with Alan right before this podcast started, so that's kind of what's playing into this story time. That's what got us on this topic.
I remember at one time, I can't remember exactly what happened. It was that same spot, and like people were pushing him. He throws a C4, and he goes to like throw it over the railing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh gosh!
They weren't even coming up the stairs yet. He takes and runs up this staircase on this map. I don't remember what the location was on the game. It was Warzone, but I don't remember what the spot was.
Yeah, I can't either.
And he runs up the stairs, and it's like golly, how big was it? It was like a 6-story building.
It was pretty big, yeah.
And he runs up, like, gets like to the 5th story and wraps around the staircase and like takes and throw. And this in Call of Duty, for you that never played it, you could take C4 and I mean you could launch it. Well, he just comes around the staircase and just throws it. Well, it just attaches to the staircase like right in front of him, and he runs back and waits for the guy to come up the stairs. And he shoots and empties his clip. Well, when you do that on Call of Duty, if you tapped X, it would reload. But if you were trying to hurry up, you would end up like double tapping, triple tapping X.
Yeah.
Well, if you double tap X, it blew up the C4. And Alan threw the C4 and it stuck to the rail. And he's like running over there to reload, and he hits it. And as he hits X the second time, you hear him go, "Oh God," and he blows himself up. And he was the last one left, so we all died.
Oh, I specifically remember that.
Oh man, that was so funny.
I didn't even care that we lost.
I didn't either. We laughed about that forever.
That was the big thing. Like, yeah, it was nice to win, but like I didn't really care if we won or not. It was just fun being on there playing.
Oh, for sure.
And laughing. I swear, like it never failed. We were always, and if everyone is in a good mood and stuff, we were always laughing, crying, laughing.
Oh yeah, from the start. Yeah, from the start of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the best times ever.
I'll never forget. We were 17. It was me, Seth, Cody Moss. We rode up there, and I think we rode in my truck. I had that little GMC Canyon, and we rode in my truck, and it was Call of Duty release night. And used to back in the day, you didn't get you didn't get your games digitally. You had to go to GameStop.
Yeah, and get the actual disc.
And get the actual disc. And so if it was like release night, it would release at midnight, and you could go up there and stand in line at the parking lot. And they, go in, get your game, go home and download it, start playing it. Well, we waited up there I think we were up there for 2 hours in line. And it was cold. And we finally get in there. We get our game. Well, it was me, then Moss and Seth. We go back to Greensburg, drop them off at IGA. We race to get home. Get home. I can't remember which Call of Duty it was, but we get home, put it in. Mine works. I load up, get into the game. Moss's works, loads up, gets to the game. Seth calls me. He's like, "Is y'all's game working?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's working." They gave me a scratch disc. He said, "I can't play." He gets in his truck, goes all the way back to GameStop, waits in line, goes in there, tells them he bought it and it was damaged. They finally give him another one in like an hour and a half. Gosh, it was like 2.5 hours later. We'd done been playing for a while. And finally he gets on, and we play like 20 minutes with him, then we get off. After he went through all that hassle to go get it. I don't remember which Call of Duty it was. He probably would. But
do they still do that? Like midnight releases?
No, because it's all digital.
I didn't know.
Why would that?
Not. Yeah.
Why? How? Like GameStop is like a dying breed. Like it's like
I don't know how it's still in business.
Well, I don't either, but it it was so nostalgic. Like when you now, even I went in GameStop a while back. One of the kids wanted to go in there and look for like a headset or something.
Yeah.
And so we walked in there. I hadn't been in there forever. And we go in, and it was just so different than what it used to be. And I mean, I don't understand how they're still open either, because you go in there and, dude, their stuff is so high. And it's nothing like what it used to be.
Shoot, yeah. It is. I went in there some, but I never go in there to buy a game because...
Why would you?
Well, yeah, what's the point?
Yeah,
I'm not going in there and buy like a hard game. Well, for one, like my Xbox doesn't even take like discs. Everything's
digital. What do you have? The Series X?
No, I still have the S, but it's like all the digital version.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't even have that. I've got mine is I don't even know if I could play the new Call of Duties on mine, because mine is like the second generation of the Xbox One. I think they still make it for the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X stuff.
Yeah, you could.
I
believe. But the thing that sucks though is it takes up so much memory. Like they make all these games.
Oh yeah.
It'll take like 250 gigs, and then if you have like just a regular Xbox and you only have 500 gigs, so you can have 2 games on there maybe.
Well, that was Call of Duty. Like other games like Fortnite, like Rocket League and stuff like that, they were only like maybe 50, 60 gigs.
Yeah, they weren't.
Call of Duty was massive, and you would get a season update, and it would be like, oh gosh, it'd be like anywhere from 80 to 100 gig.
Yeah.
And then you get on Fortnite and have a whole new season. They completely destroy the map or whatever and rebuild it and give you all new guns and players and all that stuff. It'd be like 8 gig.
Yeah.
I never understood why Call of Duty's downloads were so big.
I know Seth, he'd always get mad every time his updates. His internet sucked. And it'd take him 3 days to
well, that's anything. Mine did too. It was so slow. Like here, I could, at the time, the fastest internet I could get was 2.5 megabytes. That was it.
Gosh.
And if I had an 80 gig update, it literally took me 2.5 days.
That's crazy.
And so I would end up at night, I would bring my phone down here, and I would put my hotspot on.
Yeah.
And on my hotspot, I could download it like 14 gigabytes. So I would do my hotspot, and it would take all of my hotspot data for the month to update that game. And then I would do that, and then turn around and like if we ran everything off the internet, like we watched at the time we had like I think it was like Direct TV Now, like the streaming version of it.
Yeah.
And then all that, and then you had Wi-Fi connected to your phones and all that, and I would end up just down playing off of mobile hotspot.
Yeah.
And then I get Starlink, and now I'm pulling like a freaking at the lowest. I'm pulling like 55, and as soon as I got it, we quit playing.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason I got it.
Dude, you mentioned like DirecTV and like I wonder how like DirecTV and Dish and all them. I wonder how they're still even in business.
I don't know, dude.
I know
It's
one
a
person
freaking
that still
scam.
has that.
Who's that?
My grandma.
My mom didn't have Dish Network.
Oh, well, I know two people that have them. My grandma, bless her heart, I love her to death, but she is technologically not smart. But she finally got internet, and she got a
Roku.
Roku. Well, she kept on calling it Ragu.
Yeah.
She
You
got
over
this
here watching
Ragu.
pasta sauce, Mom?
But she never could get it figured out. And she watches the same shows every day. She watches these westerns every day. She's like, I couldn't find my westerns on the Ragu. And then so she went back to it. But yeah, could not figure it out. And well, now that I know your parents have it, but aside from that, like I don't know anybody that has that.
I don't know. Most people have the like cable, like not like satellite TV. They have like local, like the cable that comes from like.
Oh yeah,
You
like
know what I mean?
yeah, like the actual coax cable, like from a big antenna or something.
Yeah.
Like my dad used to have.
Well, no. You're thinking way prehistoric. I'm talking
Dinosaurs.
like there's a place called SCRTC. It would kind of be like Comcast cable, like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that, but like when I got my own place, I just went with what I knew. My parents had Dish Network, so I called. They still have it, but I called Dish Network and got them to come out here, and they set it up or whatever, and it was like. At the first, it was like $49 a month. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. I had like two or three. I think I had two TVs. Then after a year, it went up to like 125, and I was like, forget this. And so I started looking at streaming options. Went with Direct TV Now, and that was what was that? It was when I started out. I think it was like $55 a month or something or no, it was like $30 a month. And then it skyrocketed and got to like 90 something, 100. And then I moved to Hulu, which was like 40, which was like $50 when I started. And I still got that now. But we've got other subscriptions added on, like the Disney Plus bundle and all that stuff. And now I got like 3 TVs, or no, I got like 4 TVs hooked to it. And it's like $90 a month. But I've got a lot. I don't have just the basic. Thing. I don't even know what the basic thing.
You got a lot more options too.
Oh yeah, and I tried Sling for a little bit. I hated that. That sucked.
Yeah, I'd never tried that one.
And then I was gonna do YouTube TV, but everybody talked like they were like. I mean, I talked to a couple people that had it, and they said certain channels they didn't get that I liked, like that I like to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was now because I'm sure they have them, but it cost more than the others now, I believe.
Yeah, we have YouTube TV through someone else. We have their YouTube TV. And I don't want to say their name because I don't want them to stop it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. Well, we don't watch it a whole lot. The main thing we watch on there is like sports games and stuff, like basketball games and football and stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever, dude, Hulu has got a show out now, and it is called Paradise. And dude, it is so good. Oh, it comes out every Tuesday. I think this is the first season, I believe. And dude, it is so good.
What's it about?
It's about the something happens to the earth, like a humongous tsunami, and like it literally wraps the earth. Like they're like doing a newscast and they knew it was coming. It was like a mega earthquake or something caused this tsunami. And like this woman was in somewhere in the United States or something, like down in Florida or something, like doing a newscast, like waiting for the storm to come in.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like she just turns around there, is like, why'd it get so dark? And you look up and there's like a tsunami like over top of
Oh
skyscrapers.
gosh.
And it literally just demolishes and kills everybody. Besides, apparently it killed everybody. Well, they had a plan, and they built an underground city that could store like and live, and like had factories, everything, electric, all this stuff. And people had jobs, and they worked the government. Like everybody went down there, the president, and like I think it was the president and the whole cabinet and all that stuff. And then there was room for like 75,000 people. And so they had to pick.
Yeah.
And so they picked like 75,000 people, and they all rushed down there and got there, and then shut the rest of the world out. And it was like you basically survive on your own. And like they thought like everything was gone. Well, they send somebody out there to find out if there's people still alive. So they go out there, and I don't know if they find somebody or what. I kind of do, but I don't want to ruin it. But it's like it is so intense. It is such a good movie. I thought it was going to be kind of stupid at the beginning when I watched it with Kate, but I was like, after watching one episode, I stayed up all night, one night on
Like
a
binge
weekend,
watching
and
it?
binge watched the rest of it.
Dude, I
Dude,
love a
it
good show you
was
can binge watch.
so good. Holy crap.
I like to waste about 3 days of my life in
Oh,
binge
yeah,
watching some
for
stuff.
sure.
Have you ever seen Blacklist?
Yeah, I watched that forever. You just now watching that?
Yeah, well, I just now finished it. It's got like 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that show is so good.
I used to like that. I liked.
But I've been looking for a new show, so I might watch that.
Dude, it's good. But you gotta have Hulu.
Yeah, I got Hulu.
You do? Okay,
You
well,
have
you
to
can
have like
watch
the
it.
Hulu Live.
No.
Okay.
Because it's like pre-recorded. It just comes out once every week. It comes out Tuesday. But you can start. I mean, dude.
How
I'm
many
telling
episodes are out?
I think like 8.
Is it just one season out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just started not too long ago.
It's so hard for me to like watch a show and have to wait.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
I like to wait
know.
until it's all the way out.
Well, that's what. Yeah, there'll be another episode that comes out Tuesday, and it's gonna be a freaking good episode from what last episode was. Like I watched the highlight or the preview of it.
So like, is the whole Earth like covered in water?
I don't know. I don't know because they've not went outside. Like
Oh, they haven't went outside
they've
of
not showed anything of the outside, but they've in the past they had communication. Like they had a way to try and pick up, like they sent out radio waves and trying to pick up if anybody had a radio.
Yeah.
And if they tried to radio and find people. And they had heard like subtle comms like from somebody. It sounded like somebody was out there.
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point where they're going to go look now. And
it does sound good, though.
It's good, dude. It is so good. You need to go home and watch it tonight. I'm telling you. Once you start it, you won't stop it till you get to the end. I promise.
I mean, surely there's got to be survivors. We are built to survive.
You would think so.
If you have like a really nice boat or something.
If you have
you can't survive
a boat surviving a 300-foot tsunami.
You better hope you're on the tail end of it or something. I don't know. That thing would push you around there.
If you were riding, I could just imagine there would have to be a speaker that was covering the earth playing Freebird.
Yeah, riding the way.
Yeah, with the guitar solo.
Yeah.
Like
I watched a video like that today. Well, maybe it was yesterday, but there was like this tornado in the water, and you see this lone boat out there.
Oh, yeah, going from it?
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
That'd be wild. Dude, as I get older, like I'm becoming like increasingly like afraid of heights.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Do you feel that your balance is off?
No.
Do you ever just sit still? Like sit down, okay? I just noticed this the other day, and I know I can't be the only one. I hope not. I might be dying. I was sitting down, like on my knees, like I was picking something up. No. I'm sorry. I was building a fire in the wood stove, and I was sitting there like leaning down, and I leaned in there to light the wad of paper that I had in there to get the kindling started going.
Yeah.
And I sat back and I kind of like leaned over, and I didn't realize I was doing it until I accidentally caught myself. But I was sitting there and I was like, I could feel myself tipping forward, and I was like, what? And I could feel myself like pulling myself back, and I wasn't doing it. It was just like natural reaction.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck?
Has it been happening like all the time or something, or like pretty
Just
frequently?
I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it. I just noticed it the other night. And see, I went through a spell here a while back where I started getting. I think has something to do with it. Um, I started getting ear infections. I never had an ear infection in my
Oh
whole
yeah,
life
that'll affect your balance.
until like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I guess. And I got vertigo so bad that I was walking, and I literally was just walking straight, and I fell over. I swear.
I'm sorry.
And like, dude, I leaned over on a truck. I was at our shop. I leaned over on the truck and I just closed my eyes because if I opened them, it felt like I was going to puke.
I'm sorry.
And oh, dude, I had to take meclizine, which is an anti-dizzy thing, and that's the only way I could function.
I can just imagine you walking and just.
Yeah, I was just walking along, and I just kept just leaning over. I just flop right dead.
Yeah, like ear infections and stuff like that'll affect your balance.
And like if
for
I
sure.
close my eyes, like and I sit here, like I can feel it. It's like I'm just moving a little bit.
Yeah, your head's moving.
Is it?
Yeah, like a little bit. It's like.
Yeah, see, it's doing that. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I can. It's noticeable. I can tell.
Yeah.
Right then.
I'm not doing that.
You probably need to get that checked out.
Is it moving now?
Yeah, like very slight. It's like
See,
you know when you're about to fall asleep and you're like.
Yeah.
You're like
I'm
you
not
start
doing
dozing
that.
off. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not doing
it's
that.
noticeable.
I'm not getting it checked out. I'd rather die.
Yeah, I've been getting like super afraid of heights. But it probably don't help. I've been watching these guys. I've been watching these guys on YouTube. It's this YouTube channel. It's called like On the Roofs or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's these guys and
That are high on roofling.
they are high on something. High on life, maybe. But they get on like they climb like these tall like these skyscrapers or this whatever. They climb all these tall buildings and with no ropes, no.
Oh God, no.
Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. Like they climbed this one thing in China. I don't know how tall it was. It was like I wish I could remember how many meters it was. But like they climbed up this skyscraper and then there was a crane that was on the top of the skyscraper going off to the side because they were building onto it. They climbed to the top of it with no ropes in the most sketchy way possible. Then they got on the crane and climbed all the way out and they just stood on top of it. Like stood at the very peak, not holding on to anything. I was like, what the heck is wrong with these people? And it made me so queasy watching that.
Oh, dude, I start getting shaky on a 6-foot ladder.
Yeah, I do too.
Used to, I would climb up on top of my parents' roof and jump off.
Oh, now I couldn't even get up there without getting shaky.
Oh, heck no. I mean, I can still get up there. I mean, I got on my roof, and I mean, at the highest point, I mean, you're probably, oh gosh, you're probably 30 feet from the ground, I guess, at the highest point. And I was blowing the gutters out, blowing the leaves out of the gutters with a leaf blower.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it, too.
And this little dizziness, I got going on, and I got a little closer to the edge, and I was like, I started thinking, like, man, I don't know if I should do this or not, getting near the edge over here. So I kind of like leaned in a little bit and just reached it out there and just blew it out. Came back in because I kind of felt like if I fell off, if you saw that video of those guys that were up on top of the roof and they were shoveling snow, there's like, yeah, we out there working. And his friend like slips and just falls off the peak of it. And he's like, F him.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Oh, gosh.
I love that video. But that would have been me.
Yeah, heights are so, I don't know, they make me so shaky like that.
I've always been afraid. I was afraid of heights, but I would I love the thrill of it.
Yeah.
And like I would get up there and I'd start shaking. I'm like, man, I can go a little bit higher. But now,
Oh
like,
gosh.
dude, I won't even ride like with this dizziness crap I got that I deal with since I had these ear infections and stuff.
Yeah.
I won't even ride a like carnival ride anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I hate being dizzy. I hate being dizzy, and I feel like I hate the nauseous feeling from being dizzy.
Yeah.
It kills me. And
Yeah. I know what you
I'm
mean.
like, I do not want to voluntarily give myself that. So I rode like 2 or 3 rides last year with the kids at something. I don't remember what I was at. But after I got off, they loved it. They were like, let's go again. I was like, let's not. And I was like, Kate rode with them, ended up riding a couple times with them. But I just cannot handle it. I love the feeling of like a roller coaster or something like that. Like the thrill you get going over, like stuff like that. But all
Oh
that spinning in
gosh.
a circle,
Yeah.
like even going upside down like that one time and then going straight and like leaning, that stuff doesn't bother me because I can look forward and I'm not trying to catch up with what I was looking at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like oh dude, I've never been able to handle that tilt-a-whirl.
Oh no, I've puked on
Oh
that several
gosh,
times.
puke on that thing comes back and hits you in the face.
Oh, dude! And I used to be able to ride like the Starship. You know that thing you get inside and it spins.
Yeah, and you'd see
You can
one
turn
random
upside down.
weird kid just standing straight out.
I used to be able to ride that.
Yo, I feel like that's what
Uh,
I feel like they just decorated the inside of a starship for that Creed music video, and they were all standing
it's
in it.
very fitting. Yeah. Well, like all this stuff, like with heights started. Like I had this dream that I think I was falling or something, and you get those butterflies in your stomach. But it was like an intense dream. Well, then
Yeah.
we went to the fair, and there's this one ride where like you get in it, you sit down, and then it takes you up, and it just goes like in a circle. Like you stay level the whole time, but you're just going. Ooh.
Oh yeah, and it's got those seats that like just spin, like it spins. The seats spin on this like thing, and it just keeps you level the whole
Yeah,
time.
you
Yeah,
stay level the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
And dude, I was riding it with the kids, I don't know, it made me think of that dream, and I got so scared. Like I was
Something having
afraid,
a
like one
panic
of the
attack.
kids was going out.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost had to make them stop and let me off this thing. And then we went to Dollywood because my sister worked there.
Yeah.
We went down there. We were riding these roller coasters, and then we start going up, and I start feeling that,
Yeah.
like that freaking feeling in my stomach. Yeah, like a panic attack. And
Yeah.
all I could think of was we going like over a big hill, and the kid just flying out.
Bye. Have a great time.
And dude, now like I'm to the point like I can't even ride that kind of stuff because it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite dream, and this wasn't a dream, I only had it when I rode this thing. It was at the fair, and I don't remember what it was called. I think it was called the Glider or something like that. I think we might have talked about this before, me and you have. Maybe not on here, but I think we've
Oh,
talked about it. You would lay down on it, and it had like a wing. Like it looked like a
yeah.
paraglider. Like that you take off running and jump and just lay in.
Yeah.
And it was like that, and it was pointed towards the river. And I always thought, I was like, man, if this thing just let go, I was like, I bet you I could sail for miles. And I had dreams about that actually not too long ago again. I was like, gosh, I mean, I just feel like that would have been the most free feeling. Just that thing just
flying.
snapping and just you gone.
Oh, it'd be free.
It would glide. It had the glide. Like it was a hard glide. I think they built it like that in case it did come apart. And dude, I think you would have flown.
I remember that ride though. I know
If
if
you
you
could-
laid down,
Yes,
right?
flat. Oh, that was the best feeling. Like I felt. Did you ever just dream you wanted to fly? Not in a plane, like be able to just like go outside one day and just like jump off your roof and take off flying.
No, I've always had dreams of falling.
Well,
Not flying.
I tried that old
I jumped
umbrella
off my
trick.
roof.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Oh,
I did with an umbrella, and I took and I thought I was like I've
Mary
seen.
Poppins can do
I was
it
like
that
I've
too.
seen the movies. I was like 9, 10, maybe, and I was like I've seen the movies, and I was like I wonder if I put something extra over top of the umbrella, if it would keep it like together. from instead of popping up, if it would keep it together, so I could jump off and float. I was like, let's just try it the other way first. So I jump off, 100% confidence in that umbrella. Jumped off, grabbed it, poof, gone.
Straight to the
Hit
ground.
the ground. Didn't try it again. I was like, nope, ain't doing it. And
I didn't know they. I guess like Walmart and like Temu and like wherever, like they sell these parachutes and stuff. I didn't know you could. I didn't know. I seen this YouTube video. This skydiver was testing out like a parachute you get from. He said Walmart parachute, and then he said Temu. I can't remember where else, but like he jumps out of the plane and he opens up the Walmart parachute, fails. Opens up the Temu parachute, fails. Opens up the other one. Well, he has like a.
I mean, obviously, I know how he gets to the ground.
He falls.
Yes.
He has like his main parachute. Like he was just testing them to see if they work.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, gosh, it would suck to get up in a plane. You got all your faith in this 37-cent Temu parachute, and then you fall to your death. But I didn't even know they sold parachutes like on Walmart. Or on, I assume it was off the internet, Walmart.com or something.
I'll have to pick one up next time I go to my local Walmart.
I was curious about testing one.
Yeah.
I got one in my car.
Climb to the tallest tree I can find and pull it.
You break your leg.
Oh, gosh.
Next episode, you're in a cast.
Well, here we are.
Parachute indeed failed.
But, like, I don't know, dude. Have you ever wanted to go skydiving?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to go skydiving. I would do it now.
Now, and I don't know.
Sometimes, depending on how my day goes, I don't know if I'd pull the chute.
Might jump out without the parachute.
Yep. You need that? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Just,
we all got days like that.
Just fade out. Gone.
And sometimes I'll be driving down the road and I'm like, I wonder what happened if I just veered into the other lane.
Everybody has those thoughts, you know?
Yeah, and then some people actually do it.
Yeah, some people do. Yeah. But I wonder if they lie when they tell, like, they say, "Oh, I fell asleep," but really, you just let your impulsive thoughts win.
Yeah, and just let yourself veer over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's scary. I've been watching this. Well, I don't even know how this is related, or if this is related. I've been watching this YouTube channel, and they talk about like these serial killers, and they do these horrendous things, and just let the evil thoughts win, and
like
eat people. And
okay, that's not related.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what made me even think about it.
I don't see the relation.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like you let these evil thoughts win, and you got all these people killing their families, and
yeah. I don't know. There's some sick people out there.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some wild stuff on this. Like kids just going in there and murdering their whole family, and then like not acting like the least bit remorseful.
Yeah.
And just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost addicting to watch. I've been watching it quite a bit.
I sleep with my eyes open, so I ain't got to worry about nobody coming in there.
Can you imagine if I broke into somebody's house and I walk into their bedroom?
I do sleep with my eyes open.
You sleep with your eyes open? That's going to be enough to deter me.
Who was it that did that? I think it was Seth that saw me.
Oh gosh.
I was there. We were at my house and I was asleep, and he was sitting in the recliner. This is years ago. And I was like sitting in he was sitting in the recliner, and I was laying in my bed. We were playing Xbox or something, and I had just laid there and I dozed off. And he was like, dude, I turned around and looked at you and your eyes were still open. And I was sitting there having a conversation with you and you were asleep.
Just sitting there staring at
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Dude, that's kind of terrifying.
Just sitting there looking at somebody.
Gosh. Is that same night Seth got on Xbox, was drinking, and...
No. That's
what I think about.
This was, no, we were just sitting there. We just...
Watching SpongeBob, no doubt.
No, he was playing Call of Duty, and I believe that's what it was, and I just laid down in the bed. I was looking at my phone, and just you know how you look at your phone, and you just start just like fading out.
Like yeah.
But you don't want to put it down because what you're watching was so interesting.
Yeah.
And I just was out.
Dude, anymore? Yeah, you talk about like you're sitting there watching your phone, you start dozing off.
Yeah.
Well, I start noticing, my eye. We talked about my eye doing that thing.
Mhm.
Well, it'll start. I'll be sitting there watching it, and then I'll start freaking doing that, drifting off, and
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'll fall asleep for a second, and I miss part of the video. I'll rewind a little bit, and I'll start watching. I'll fall asleep. I'll miss the same part of the video again. That's rewind. I'll watch the same part of the video 5 times and not know what the heck happened.
Isn't it so stupid that like the things we used to make fun of people for, like old people, like you see them doing things, and now you kind of catch yourself doing some of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm starting to get high blood pressure now, and
Done had that.
yep.
Just
I
got
don't know. I figured it would get better because I was prescribed Adderall. I took that for taking that for several years, and I've always had high blood pressure from that to an extent. But like one time they took it, I went to the doctors, and it was almost like 200 over like 100 and something. And the nurse was like, "I can't even write this down."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, "Well, it must be really good." And I assumed it would get better once I quit taking that.
yeah.
But no, I mean it's still high.
Really?
Yeah,
So you took have you started taking blood pressure medication?
not yet, but I assume it is on the horizon.
I promise you, if you take it, it makes you feel better. I hate depending on that, but
Does it really?
yes.
Well, what I've really noticed is like I thought I noticed it really bad like when I was sick here recently, like the flu and stuff. I thought I had a fever because I could feel it in my face, like my face was like
And your
hot.
ears get real hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I thought I had a fever.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the doctor, they were asking me about it, and I told them I was like, well, like my face sometimes feels hot and like flushed, and they're like, yeah, that's a sign for it.
Let me ask you something. Do you tell the doctor the truth when you go in there?
I try to.
I lie.
Like about what?
I don't tell him the whole story.
Yeah, my heart rate was.
Unless I will only tell you the whole story if I'm dying. I don't want no further testing.
My heart rate was 250. Really? Like,
I'm
yeah.
like,
I ain't telling them I just snorted a line of cocaine.
little pump and dump. But I'm I don't.
Why don't you tell them?
Huh?
Why don't you tell them?
Dude, I have a fear of that. Like a bad fear. Like the last thing I want to do is go in the hospital. Like uh I went there. My theory on life is if I'm gonna die, I don't want to know. If something happens to me and I got cancer or whatever, and I don't think that I would choose to do radiation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't choose to do any of that because, I mean, unless it's like a really, really mild case, I would choose to do radiation. But, and if they were like, this will take care of it, this will
Yeah.
kill it, and it probably, there's like an 80% chance it won't come back. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But if they're like, there's like a 30% chance this is going to work, it's more than likely you're probably
you're
going to
gonna
pass
make it.
away.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to go to the doctor and be told something until it's too late.
I don't want them to catch it until it's too late.
Nope. But I mean, like,
But I know what you mean, though.
if it's to that point, like, like when I go to the last time, okay, I went to the doctor over a, like, sinus infection, something like that. The last time I went to the doctor over something serious was when my blood pressure started going up. Up until that point, I hadn't been to the doctor in 14 years.
That's pretty good, though.
It wasn't. It wasn't because there wasn't nothing wrong with me. It just didn't want to be there, and but I just don't.
You just hate going to the doctor.
I don't like it. I don't like, dude. I sit down in that chair, and I put my arm on that chair, the arm of the chair arm, elbow holder thing, and they put that cuff on me for the blood pressure, and dude, I can feel it in my freaking fingernails. I can feel the blood just pumping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I'm about to shoot this thing off the Richter scale. And I mean, it is. They're like, your blood pressure's a little high. You nervous? No.
Get that, what they call it, white coat syndrome.
Yeah, and I'm like, and it doesn't bother me. Like, I'll talk to them. Like here recently, I've gotten better about it. Like I was telling them some of the stuff. And now, I guess the main thing that I don't do it for, I say that I don't want to tell them, but like when I started having all that stuff with like years ago, when I started having stuff with all those panic attacks and stuff like that, I went through a spell where I thought a lot of things were wrong with me, and like what I don't know what that syndrome's called, but you could make yourself start having the symptoms
Oh,
of it because you.
mitochondria or hypochondriac.
I was about to say I'm not the powerhouse of the cell, but
That's partially right.
yeah, the Andrea part was right, but it I was like, it's like I could make myself start having those symptoms. And I was like, God, I mean, there was no telling how many times I'd Googled it. I'm like, how long do you have to live from this?
You got 13 hours.
And it was like, and I would be like, well, this is it. And, but finally I got over that and I just started talking myself out of it. I was like, this is ridiculous. This isn't true. And I quit. I guess I didn't tell him the truth when I went, which I've never really had anything severe wrong with me, and I've never broke a bone and I've never had anything go bad. Like only the worst thing I've ever had to do was stitches. So my time's coming. But the uh, I just never told them because it was like I thought I'm gonna sound stupid when they read this and it doesn't come back to that.
Yeah.
And like when I
know
started
what you mean.
when I started having that vertigo stuff, dude, I was tripping balls. I was like, okay, something bad is going on.
Yeah.
Because I'd never experienced it. And I took and did the, I took and did the, I went to the doctor and I told him, I was like, gosh, I was like, listen, I'm like spinning. I was like, it feels like I'm fixing to die. I was like, I don't know what's going on. There was like, do your ears hurt? I was like, not really. I was like, I'm just extremely dizzy. Like, I was like, I don't know what this could be. You know, like what
Yeah.
could be the cause of this or whatever. And they were like, well, let's look at your ears. And they looked, they were like, your ears are plumb full
Full like
of
fluid
infection.
or something.
Fluid, yeah, fluid. And I was like, what's that? I was like, you know, what does that mean? And they were like, oh, it's just you have an ear infection. I was like, I've never had an ear infection my whole life.
And your ears didn't hurt or nothing?
No, never hurt at all.
That's weird.
And they were like, that explains why you're so dizzy. They were like, you have fluid in your ears.
Yeah, they
And
say
I
that can
think
cause
back
you like
about that.
imbalance issues. Or
Oh,
something.
yeah. I think about that now that I'm saying that out loud to somebody else. Maybe I have fluid in my ears. Maybe I need to go get tubes.
Do adults get tubes? Is that a thing?
I
I don't know, honestly.
I don't either.
I've
But
never
I know
known.
that's how you drain the fluid.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. Like, I've heard of kids getting tubes in their ears and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of an adult getting tubes in their ears.
Huh. That kind of. Huh.
I mean, we should be medical doctors. Oh, yeah.
A woman doctor.
I wonder how long it'll take before we get, charged with, like, malpractice. Or
Have you watched that? What was it? What was that? Dang it! It had Will Ferrell and the guy that started with him in Talladega Nights.
Oh, you're talking about Step Brothers?
Yeah. Same one.
House of Learning Doctors.
No. They played in an old older movie, and it was like set.
Oh,
they
it's
were
not Step Brothers?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Step Brother. It was the same guys that it was Will Ferrell and the other. I can't think of his name. The other guy that was a
It was
Step
like,
Brother.
it's like John something.
And
Maybe not John.
they were like doctors, and they were in this room, and this woman was in there, and she was like, it was based like way back in Britain, and it was like they walk in, and there was like the doctor's already in here and seen him, and they're like, huh, a woman doctor, and they're like, what'd she prescribe you? And she told him something. He was like, that's rubbish, and he's like, would you like some heroin? And I'm like, that would be me.
What movie is that? I haven't seen that, I don't think.
I want to say it's not Sherlock Holmes.
I bet that is.
Gonna have to Google it.
I love Will Ferrell movies. But I know what you're talking about, like,
Hang on. Will Ferrell, would you like some heroin? There it is, Holmes and Watson.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, better mute that. Might get
Yeah, I had Domino's the other day. It was really good.
How do you do this? Gosh.
Gosh, you are old. Pull your glasses
Yeah.
down on your nose.
Here we go. It. Hang on.
No, when did that come out?
Oh, that came out a long time ago.
I've never seen that. Never heard of it.
It came out a long time
I love
ago.
Will Ferrell movies. He's hilarious. I don't know about his political views so much, but
I don't know what his political views are. I have no idea.
and I think he's like a big. I think he's really far left.
Is he, that wouldn't.
I could be wrong. You might want to search it up. I don't know. If you're listening, search it up. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. But he is hilarious, though. What you're talking about, like hypochondriac and stuff, like I get that way. That prevents me from going to the doctor sometimes because, like I'll start feeling a certain way or something will be wrong, and I'm like, well, maybe it's just in my head. Like I don't want to. Like sometimes I feel like I'm just like overthinking it, or like I don't want to think a problem into existence, kind of thing, and that'll keep me from going.
I understand. I don't know what I was doing. I was just sitting there. I was totally listening. You were talking about the hypochondria thing and how it really.
I know some people like that too. Really bad hypochondriacs.
Well, I wouldn't really consider myself to be that way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just I'm not that way anymore. But that's just like the feeling I get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of like the vibe that I give off when I do that. Like all I think of, and do you watch those? I know you do, and this just makes me like want to like break my spine in half because it's so cringy watching. But it's like you ever watch those TikToks or like Facebook Reels or they come on everything. I've seen them on everything, and it's like you're sitting at the bar, death walks in, taps you on the shoulder, says it's time to go. What do? And this guy, and there's always some douchebag that comments. He's like, I tell him, at least you had time to come see me while I was still alive. I'll take my last drink and I'll walk out like a man.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
gosh,
dude.
Some people on social media are
those
so
are the
cringy.
type of people that comment on famous women's posts and be like, I could love you better.
You're so you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I would treat you like the Queen of England.
Yeah.
I would give you everything you ever dreamed of. AIDS or something.
Yeah, and and be like, and they type it out. You are so beautiful. You are my angel.
Oh my gosh, I hate
so cringy.
I hate seeing that stuff.
Oh, dude.
But dude, we were. Well, I don't know what made me think about this.
Dude, I was at the doctor today, and there was a Mexican couple that came in, and I don't think they spoke much English. And this guy was sitting there, and he was like, "Hey, is that your phone over there? You left it in the chair?" He's like, "Oh yes, thank you." He grabs it and literally just throws it in the. What's that thing called? You put a baby in?
A baby?
Car seat?
Oh yeah.
Literally just. Oh, thank you.
Was the baby in there?
No. I never saw the baby in their hand.
Gosh. Yeah, probably knocked the baby out.
Yeah, he just said, "Oh, thank you," and threw it in there. I watched. I was like, and then the guy just picks it up, spins it around, and walks right out. I was like, I don't know, because they had a kid in their arms, and and I was like, but he acted like when he picked it up, like there was something in there.
Yeah, act like it was heavy.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what you were saying.
What was I saying?
I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, like with the filters they have on like the filters they have like on all these different platforms like Snapchat or
Yeah.
Instagram, like the way like how
Oh,
these filters are so in depth now. Like this guy I work with, he was showing me these Snapchat filters like turn you into like a girl or something, and like some of them are so believable. I'm like, gosh, you could really catfish somebody with one of these.
do you think you would have got?
No, but I think I could get somebody. I got 7 Facebook friends that I've been catfishing. They think they're talking to Monica. But he showed me like this filter of like puts hair like it makes you into a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and like so I put it on myself and I was like, that would date me. He put it on him. I was like, yeah, that is definitely a man. That takes catfishing to like a whole new level.
I don't even use Snapchat anymore.
I don't have a Snapchat.
I've got it. I mean, like I've still got it on my phone. I mean, I just get on there and look at. I don't ever use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
dude, the only thing I get on anymore is like I don't get on TikTok, even though I could I downloaded it.
yeah, I was
again.
gonna say I thought you could download it again.
Yeah, I got it on there, but and I have Instagram. I have everything besides Snapchat. But the only thing I do, I get on Facebook. I don't even look at anybody's posts really, except earlier I was looking at posts. I get on there. I go to like the videos, not the reels, but like the videos, and I just scroll through there.
I
That's
get
all
on
I watch.
Marketplace when I get on Facebook, and like unless there's some drama going on,
Oh yeah,
I'll get on there and just be like, why is everybody talking about
I'll be
this?
a peeping tom to some drama on Facebook.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'll read into it for a minute. I'm like, I don't care about this. And then I'll get off. And like, if all you have time to do is get on Facebook and make a rant about something,
Oh
like,
man,
and sit there and just, oh, dude, it gets on my nerves.
yeah,
And like,
yeah. I don't.
those people
I don't
wouldn't
get
say it
that.
to your face. Guarantee it. And if they would, they wouldn't like what's coming after it.
No, and it's like some people could post, like somebody could post something or like post their opinion, and like I could 180% disagree with it. Like I think you're an idiot, but I don't care enough to comment. But then you look at the comments, and it's got 87 comments. And
Yeah.
people are like, oh, you're Trump this or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like even if I hate the post, like I don't hate it enough to want to comment and share my opinion.
No. And like even if it's something that was about me, like I still wouldn't want to get on there and comment back.
No.
Like and just start because what good is it doing?
Yeah. I
Like-
would rather reach out to that person like individually.
That's what I do
Like-
in my instances.
Yeah, like I would rather talk to somebody like either face to face or just like 1-on-1. I don't need to involve anybody else. Like if I have a problem with somebody or they have a problem with me, like I would rather just work it out like between us instead of blasting it on Facebook or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's nobody else's business. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
just want people to see it and try and make them be on your side and make you feel more
Oh yeah.
entitled to your statement that you're making, and I just can't handle that. Like,
No.
like the times that stuff like that has happened, I've ended up calling, and I didn't have a very friendly conversation, and there was, but I got my point across, and I
Yeah.
made sure it was understood.
Well, I feel like that's a lost thing too. Like that's becoming like less and less common. Like handling something like 101 or like
Dude, if you take it
man to man.
yes,
almost.
yeah, if you try and handle something with somebody to their face, like they don't. A lot of people don't understand how to take it. Like they just freeze up
Yeah.
because like if I get mad enough to call you or see you out and say something to you, which I don't like being. I don't want to make a scene somewhere.
Yeah.
That's always been a thing for me. Like if I could be so just freaking just mad at
Time,
somebody.
place.
But there's other people around, and like you're just gonna pull up and just go off. It's like, what are people gonna think of you? And then like,
Yeah.
God, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I think about that. I'm like, I don't, there might be kids there, and I'm gonna tell you when I get mad, I don't care who's there. like I'm gonna say what I want to say.
You like tunnel vision or
And
something?
yes, and
Yeah, I
like
do
it's
too.
just I don't care. If I can talk myself out of it before I do it, it's different. But like if it's over the phone and I say what I'm gonna say, and then the next time I see you and you understand how I feel, then if you want to go further with it, then we'll go further with it.
Yeah.
But like I don't really care to make a scene in front of people about anything. Like it doesn't matter if you just disagree with somebody. Like it ain't nothing like like anything that's like saying directly to you, but somebody says that they don't agree with you, and then they start calling you all this stuff and all this. And I've never had that happen, but I just don't. It's just like people just can't. People have lost touch with reality because back when we were younger, if somebody said something about you or said something to you, you confronted them if they ran their mouth.
Oh yeah.
But now,
Now it's like I'm gonna make a post on Facebook.
oh yeah, and then
or
it just
something.
goes back and forth, back and forth. And if you go up to them and freaking try to pursue it
They probably
in
won't even talk
person,
to you.
or if you lay a hand on them, they'll sue you.
Oh yeah, you're in trouble then.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's like I noticed this at like work and stuff too, but like people don't want to admit to like a mistake or something,
Nope.
and will lie and lie to cover it up. Instead, like if I make a mistake, at work or whatever, like even if it's bad on me, like hey, like yeah, I did do this, my bad. At least tell the truth.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and yeah, I run into this at work and stuff too sometimes, and it's like people will lie and lie to cover up like a mistake that they made that keeps them looking good.
Yeah,
Instead of admitting the truth that they made a mistake, like
yeah,
letting their ego go.
yeah, yep.
No, I can't.
They don't
stand
want to
that.
come down off their high horse.
And especially as I get older, like I'm more inclined to like I would rather tell the truth all the time.
Yeah,
It's how much harder to tell a lie and then have to stack lies on top of that. Like it's just too much work.
exactly.
Just tell the truth.
And it's like anyways, I just the older I get, I used to be, and I mean, I still, like I said, I still get mad. Like I get to a point, and I just don't. I'm not got to that point. Like I don't. It's not like it used to be. Like I used to could get mad and just like go off on the snap of a finger. Like I would just get.
Yeah.
But now the older I get, the more I realize that if it's not about something serious,
Oh yeah, it's not even worth it.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like people just sit there and get mad over this petty stuff, and like they'll sit there and I
Oh yeah.
don't get it. Like, what's the point? Like, and then like I said, getting on Facebook, making Facebook statuses about people or anything like throwing shade like that. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What do you get out of that?
Like
Like
what
if
is
somebody
it gonna
does
accomplish?
exactly, if somebody does you wrong on a business or something like or anything like that, like I don't get on there and bash them on Facebook. Like I don't do any of that stuff.
No.
But I'm,
Now I don't
know.
even post like if I post anything on Facebook, it's either I don't know something about the kids or something about religion. Aside from that, like and that's very rare. I don't post at all. But some people they post like constantly posting about either some kind of drama or something.
Yeah.
And you think about like how much energy it takes to like stay mad at somebody or stay mad at like a business or I don't know.
Exactly.
I can't do it. And nor do I have the time to like sit on there all the time.
Exactly. Like I don't get it. I don't get the fact. I mean, like just like you said, like what's the point? Like what do you get out of that?
Yeah, it ain't gonna accomplish anything.
No.
And maybe it's just the point of like being heard. Like maybe some people just want to be heard or just want their opinion to be heard or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Seriously.
I don't feel that.
I don't either. And I just feel like that's a dying thing. I mean, it's like people just want to be acknowledged
Yeah.
all the time. And I think it's a fact due to social media. It's like like we were talking about with Chase, like, you know, he experienced it firsthand. I mean, like I said, I've not experienced the to that extent, but like, no, you know, like even just that TikTok I made, and it got a bunch of likes. It's like you just want to constantly go back and look at it, and I feel like that's what goes on with people and Facebook statuses. Like they feel like if they can talk trash about somebody and get people to, or talk trash about a business, talk trash about anything, and get people to follow along with them and like their post and comment on it and just make them feel validated
Yeah.
and entitled or something, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it's just like they just keep doing it. And it gets to a point like if you're doing it about something that you truly feel like you're talking about it, you're making a statement about how you stand it for something or how you stand against something or something like that, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you're just getting on there and doing it like against people or against a business or against the way some people treat other people, like, or, you know, like putting yourself in somebody, like into a situation that you weren't really in to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
like just all that stuff, man. And like people that get on there and trash talk each other about politics. Let me tell you something. If you didn't know this before, you're going to know it now. Democrat, Republican, neither one of them give a shit about you.
That's
Neither
true.
one of them. They could care less about you and your life. All they want to do is better themselves.
No, it's true.
And the fact that people get on social media and defend somebody like, you know, Trump or Kamala or Joe Biden or Hillary, any political figure anywhere. You can say what you want and they'll say what they're going to say, but at the end of the day, they can they don't care. They don't care
No.
about you. They're going to pass some things that help out people. Yeah, but they're also going to pass things that help them out. Why do you think, if you think that they are so for you, why do you think, even with Trump and them, I'm like, why are they raising the debt ceiling when this country is already like what, like $36 trillion in debt?
Yeah, crazy
If
amount.
if they cared about you that much, don't you think that they wouldn't have put us in this shape in the first place? Instead of funding all these wars, funding all this stuff, both sides, not just one side. So don't
Oh
come
yeah.
at me. Both sides are funding all this just nonsense
Yeah.
and giving very little money to what needs to be given to and giving a lot of money to the things that don't. Because guess what? They get kickbacks off of some of these things.
Yeah, like
Some of them do. How do you become a senator? If and you're like, oh, they don't get kickbacks. If how do you become a senator that makes $174,000 a year and you have a net worth of $100 million?
like freaking Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell.
Dude, yeah, that is
Like all these people, like you're gonna do things that benefit your business or your outside um agenda, but you're gonna make it look like you're doing all this stuff for the American agenda, to put the American people first. But you're not. Like they're not. Because that's the whole reason that we're in this mess. There should be we do enough money in this country to there should be no one that pays for health care. There should be no one hungry in this country. There should be especially, there should not be one homeless vet that comes home from war and has issues.
yeah.
There should not, I mean, all these things, it should not take place. But instead, we're sending money overseas, doing all this stupid stuff. And I mean, I feel like that DOGE department thing that they're doing, I feel like it is done good, but I also feel like it is done bad. Like, I don't think that they should have really fooled with the Department of Education to the extent that they did.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they
I don't
should
know
have done
enough
those
about it
things.
to be able to
I've been
say.
trying to keep up, and it's like talking about the $5,000. Yeah, I mean, I've paid in taxes for years, and I feel like my money is going nowhere to help anything that is here in this country,
Yeah.
and that frustrates me. And yeah, I feel like I should get some of my money back for doing that. I mean, that's like take somebody to come in and do a service in your home or build a deck or do trim or paint or whatever, and they do half of it and then keep the rest of your money. Like, don't you feel like you should have got the other half back because they only did a portion of the job and left? You get mad about that? Why don't you get mad about the other part? It
Yeah.
makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And I never get political on here. I don't do that. I don't get political in real life. I don't get political in any conversation. But this is just like, it's
Yeah,
just
I don't
stuff like
either.
that. It's kind of took me on that little whirlwind into that. And it just makes me so mad. And like, this is the point we're at right now. What in the world is it going to look like in 8 years? 10 years. Give it 10 years. The oldest, golly, you'll have like a 22-year-old.
Ooh, that makes me sick.
And I mean, there will be a 19-year-old here and a 17-year-old and a 12-year-old.
You think about the life they're gonna live. And,
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
It's ridiculous. And dude, it just, oh my gosh, it irritates me. I don't care which side you're for. They're both ignorant. This country needs to literally have a rebuild of the government system from the ground up.
Well, dude, speaking of DOGE, like, you know how they were talking about like cutting federal employees and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of friends who are like they're technicians. It's called like they call it like a military technician. So
Yeah.
like they might work at like some of them work at a shop on Fort Knox.
Yeah.
And they're still in the guard, but they're a full-time federal technician.
Yeah.
And they still do the guard on the weekends. Well, like they got an email that said
List 5 things you did this
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And a lot of them were mad about it. And I was sitting there thinking, like, well, what have you done?
Be honest.
Like, you sit on that toilet for an hour and a half the other day. But yeah, like I thought it was just crazy, like seeing it like reach that level, you know, like
Yeah.
it actually reach down to like
I'm-
people I know and
I
stuff.
mean, they're talking about closing the Social Security office in Campbellsville.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
There's like two Hazard
And in Hazard.
Campbellsville.
Yeah.
Which Hazard, there ain't nothing over there.
And
That's crazy.
talking about I think some local people in government jobs, like agencies, actually got fired. I'm pretty sure I heard that. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them did.
Like, I'm all for cutting like government spending. Like, we don't need to be investing like millions of dollars in gender studies into another country.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Stupid.
Making
crap like that.
Sesame Street.
It just makes it a little bit more difficult, like when it affects like people you know.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh yeah, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, everybody's for it until it touches like your family or your friend's family or something. Yeah, it makes it a little bit more tough then. But I definitely do think cutting government spending and putting more, tighter leash on that is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's got to be wrangled in sometime. I mean,
Yeah.
for anybody to argue that, like, it's gonna suck. And I mean, to say that it isn't would be a lie. But I mean, some things that are gonna be cut, that's
Yeah, everybody's
also
for it till
think-
it touches them.
yeah,
or affects them.
yeah. And like, I also think that property taxes should not be paid on a property that is paid for.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should do income tax. I don't think you should have an income tax. They're like, well, that wouldn't boost. Yes, it would. If you take the money that they take away in taxes and they give that to you every week, what are you going to do with that money? People are 95%. Some people will save it and put it up, and for like
But the
into their
majority are
Roth
going to
IRAs.
stimulate the economy.
Yeah, the majority of them, they're going to go out and buy, man. They're going to buy.
That's what like a stimulus check is. I didn't. Well, I'm not going to say this as if I knew it the whole time because I just learned it the other day. But like a stimulus check,
Yeah.
I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't really know what it was. I knew it was like a check coming from the government.
Yeah.
Great. But like what I was reading, it was like, I mean, it makes total sense. I'm just retarded, but like it stimulates. They send you this money. You go out. You know, some people will spend it like you said.
Yeah.
And most people go out and spend it and blow it on whatever, and it stimulates the economy.
Yeah, it picks things up.
It's like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's like, it's just it just I don't know, and like I don't have this conversation because I don't feel like arguing it because I'm not 100% knowledgeable on all of the facts of the thing, but I'm also not interested in arguing with somebody about it. I will talk to somebody about it if they're level headed and like don't think they're right about everything.
yeah,
And I'm like I'm not a person that's gonna drill it into you if I'm like I like to learn both sides and like find a middle ground. But it seems like that part in the majority of it is gone.
yeah.
Like there's
Everybody's
no
so
middle ground.
standoffish.
Yes.
Like, and everybody thinks they're right, and like they're even if one side is clearly right, everybody thinks they're right, and they're trying to prove to the other person how they're right, even if they're in the wrong.
And sometimes making an absolute fool of themselves.
Oh yeah, and there's
Yeah.
like a never no middle ground.
Yeah.
I don't know. It takes too much energy to sit there and argue with somebody over something that,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't affect neither one of you, really.
No, not really. You just have to live with it, whatever decisions are made.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, out of the past, think about this now. Okay, we're 31. Oh, you're 30.
31.
You are? Okay, yeah, you
January.
turned 31 in January. I turned 32. Yeah, we're a couple months apart. Out of the past, say, the majority of your adult life, say since you were 18 or 20. Well, no, it would have been earlier for you because you had a kid and kind of did your own thing. So say 18 for you, say 21 for me. How many different presidents have we had? And has anything changed in your day-to-day life?
No, like realistically, like the only thing I could think of would be like the price of gas and groceries.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
It's all went up.
that is the only thing that has changed. That, or at least that I can, that I notice. At wherever
it's went up, it's went down. It's went up, it's went down.
Right.
Nothing in your day-to-day life has changed for really the better. Everything keeps getting worse as time goes on. Think about that. Name me one good thing that has changed that you could honestly say you remember when that happened and you remember how it benefited you and other people that you know. Like, I mean, there's some little things that other people can probably say
9/11.
in like a spit.
No, it didn't benefit me.
Okay.
Everybody remembers that though.
Everybody does remember that, yeah. But like, it's just
sorry.
like, it took me a second to register what you said. But it's like, I can't think of anything.
No.
That has literally changed my life for the better. There's little odd and end things that have happened that have boosted stuff at times.
Yeah, like,
but like not like a full benefit, like literally life-changing benefit that they promise that they're going to make. And like, it's the same puppet with a different hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it might be some people different for some people. Like I don't know, like say people on welfare, maybe their rates change or something. Like
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess every person's different.
Yeah.
But like for me, like the cost of groceries and gas is like from administration to administration. That's the only thing like noticeable that directly affected me. You know?
And your utilities.
Yeah.
Your utilities have constantly went up.
Dude, I've seen.
What was your electric bill this month?
5,000.
Oh my god!
But ours hasn't really even changed. It's like it was like $147.
God, I
But I've seen
wish.
some people saying on Facebook like theirs was like $1,300
That's crazy.
or something crazy.
Last year, this
And
time
it makes me
around,
wonder like what.
my electric
Wow.
bill got up to this last cycle bill. That bill got up to almost $500.
Is that for the chicken? Is that for the chicken
No,
house?
that's for my house.
Oh my god.
Alone. The chicken houses got up to, brace yourself, $4,400.
Oh my, that was almost $5,000.
It was
Holy
close, and I about died.
But that's.
But it's a lot. It's a whole lot of electric.
Yeah.
And I mean, still,
What's
that's
it normally?
It ranges. Like, honestly, on an average, you figure it up probably around 1,600.
Oh golly, that's significant difference.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big difference.
Holy cow.
And but like my house normally runs like 220 on average, which I mean that's a lot of. I mean, my house is. I mean, it's not huge. It's not big,
It's not small.
but it's not small.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't insulated. And I'll give you a reference. My house before I built on was the same size as your house.
Yeah.
It's like 1,300 square feet. Your house, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
something like that.
My house was like 1,325 square feet, something like that. The insulation was bad. I had to re-insulate it and stuff. During the peak of the summer, my electric bill was like $245. I re-insulated the attic and built this whole addition on, and for the first like 6-7 months of having all this done, the highest my electric bill got was $260.
Well, that's not even bad. That's not a big difference.
No. And now, last month, it was $367.
Gosh.
And I burn wood heat and heat my whole house off of wood. I have mini splits with electric as backup in my addition, and which it's about 1,000 square feet. And then I have propane furnace in my original part of, like the actual regular part of my home that I built before I built on. I've got a furnace in it, and it's a new furnace, so it's a high efficiency furnace. So it doesn't really burn that long, and it gets the house really hot because I re-insulated it, put new windows in the house, new doors, sealed off all the entries, like everything is tight, and still makes no sense why my electric bill is that high.
Did you look at it and see, was it just like you burned or you used more like kilowatt hours or something?
Yeah, that's what it says, but I mean, it's hard to use them when you freaking don't. Literally, I don't even have my lights on at night.
Well, see, and that's crazy. That's why
I don't turn my lights on during the day. We cook, and our oven's electric. We cook on that. We shut it off. We shut the lights off. We have a high efficiency dishwasher, high efficiency oven. Everything in this house was bought new in like 2021. Like appliances,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Everything is up to
Everything
date.
should be energy efficient.
Yeah,
Well, and it's crazy.
and it's not.
We're not even like conservative with our electric. Like the kids will leave lights on all day long.
Yeah.
And we might leave some of the basement lights on, just forget them. But like it's not to the point where like, oh, we gotta make sure every light's turned off.
Dude, I do that every single day. I go through the house and shut everything off. The only thing that might be on is like the TV might be left on like the waiting mode.
Yeah.
Like where it just like bounces that around.
Yeah.
And like you come in and just hit
Well, yeah, and ours does too. It would be cool if you
That's
could. It would be awesome. Somebody needs to invent something like this where you can like plug it into your wiring, and you can tell like what outlets or what appliances pull the most electricity. So can you?
They make a thing called a kilowatt thing. You plug it in and it tells you how much it draws.
Really?
At the peak, yeah.
I would like to see like what like some people who have like the higher like crazy high electric bills, like what changed or what.
I would say a lot of those people have electric heat. That's what my bet would be.
You mean like
HVAC? They have an electric unit
that burns gas? Or?
No, it's electric.
Oh,
it uses a heat pump to make.
Yeah, because we burn natural gas.
See, I burn propane, and I have 2 mini splits, and that heats. Like I said, and they're high efficiency.
And those things are
electric. Yeah, they're electric. They're a heat pump, and they're they have an outside unit that draws heat and air, all that stuff from out there off of electric. Uses electric to heat the coils.
So electric heats the coils. It blows the air
Like
over those coils.
it turns backwards and sucks. I can't remember how it works. It turns, like in the summer, it pulls the hot air in and uses refrigerant.
Yeah.
And pulls that hot air over that refrigerant, over the coals.
Over those cold coils.
Over those cold coals, and pulls that air in and sends it in and gets the house freezing cold. In the winter, it pulls.
Oh, it's the opposite.
Cold air in, flips a switch flips a switch when you put it on heat, and it heats those coils.
Oh.
And pulls that cold air in over that heat and then sends it into the house.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot.
And it does that. And okay, we have one in our bedroom, one in our living room. The one in the living room, I've got to where I will turn it off. And I'll turn it on and I'll ramp it up to 75.
Yeah.
And just get the room really warm. And then I'll just turn it back down to 69, 70, somewhere around in there. It's usually where it sits.
Yeah.
And then just leave it there and it'll shut off and it won't kick on for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then the one in our bedroom, I never really even leave this one on. I just put it on if it's going to get really cold because I like to have backup heat because when you come downstairs, I want to walk in here and be warm when you're going down to get in the car or going to get something out there. And the only one that really runs is the living room one. And I mean, it'll run for some time and then it'll shut down for 30 minutes. And then it'll kick back on and blow for about an hour maybe. And then it'll kick back off. And then it'll kick back on.
What do you keep your house thermostat at?
Mostly, if it gets if it's just an average cool, I'll keep it at 68. That's where I keep my house at. But what?
Dang, dude, I feel like a weenie. Go ahead, keep going.
If it gets really cold outside, I'll bump it up to 70. Dude, and that's hot. I'm cooking at that.
70?
Yeah, I'm cooking at 70.
You'd catch on fire at our house.
Wow, what's yours sitting on?
Dude, we keep it at, I keep it at 73, 74.
Good God, I'd be dead.
Well, dude, it kills me. Taylor walks around the house like a freaking Eskimo, and she's like, it's hot. She go turn the heat on. And I'm over here in ball shorts and a shirt, and I'm freezing to death.
Yeah.
So I'll kick it back up. But yeah, we keep it 73,
Dude,
74.
my dad and them keep their house at 72, and I swear to God,
it's comfortable in living, I think.
You're crazy. When I go up there and I sit down and go to if I'm just going up there just to sit down and I go over in the living room and sit down, or I'm going up there to eat supper and I sit down and eat and go over and sit down. Dude, I swear, if I was wearing this right now, I would have visible sweat stains. I think I probably got visible sweat stains right now, and it's only 62 in here.
I feel less manly.
It's 68 in here right now.
I feel less manly because I keep my thermostat higher than most people I talk to. They're like, oh, most people's 68.
Dude.
And here I am, I'm 127 degrees.
If it is 40 degrees outside, I shut my heat off.
What?
Yeah. I will shut my heat off.
No way. Not me.
Yeah. Not in the living room. I'll leave the living room on. And I'll leave the furnace on, for the kid, in the old part of the house.
Yeah. Because
their rooms are on the back side. So, it gets just a little bit cooler. You know how it is in any house you've ever been in. The back bedrooms furthest next to the outside walls are always the coldest.
Mm-hmm.
If they're in the center of the house, they're warm. Palmer's room is right across from the thermostat. Well, it's always warm in there.
Yeah.
The boys' room's warm too. But if you they like to sleep with their doors cracked shut.
Yeah.
And if you go in there in the middle of the night, it's always probably a degree or two colder.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So I leave the heat on in there. But in our bedroom, no heat, fan blowing on full blast, covered up. And I mean,
ice on the windows.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the same way. Well, in that sense, I like to sleep. I can't sleep if it's super hot.
Yeah.
I would like my room to be 68 or something.
Yeah.
But whenever our heat went out, during one of the coldest nights.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking it's freezing cold, and it's only 66.
Oh,
right?
dude,
And maybe it was 60. 60 or in the low 60s.
Yeah.
Where I was, I had a daggum Carhartt jacket on, toboggan on, had gloves, trying to figure
times.
I almost froze to death in that.
But dude, I'm telling you, it's freaking nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes me feel less manly. Telling people what my thermostat level is. I try not to engage in that conversation.
Oh shoot. Oh man. Well, I
About
don't
to
know.
bust.
I'm too, dude. That's what I was just sitting there thinking. I was like, I've been sitting there looking at this, like, golly, I might feel this thing
Like-
back up. But it's been a while. No, it's been like 3 weeks, dude. I was looking at the last one we put out, and you guys have no idea. I know. I hope you listen to it, and I hope some of you come from listening to that to come back to listen to more. And it just took us a while. I mean, it's just we've had both of us have had normally busy schedules
Yeah.
the past couple weeks.
Yeah, if you're a
And-
normal person, then you know how hectic life is and how hard it is to, find time to do things.
Yeah, so we've tried to come up with a day and get it. We're able to get back together and get everything slowed down to get one pump back out, and hoping we can get back to normal here soon.
Yeah.
I hope everything kind of slows down for both of us. We can keep going, but yeah, we appreciate you guys for
Yeah,
listening.
definitely
And-
thank y'all for coming back.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're new here if you just found us through the last podcast, you know, we appreciate you for coming back and listening. We really do. But other than that, I mean, I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think we gotta get to
Get back
a
in the groove.
lavatory.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to pee my pants on this couch.
But guys, we will catch you guys next week
Catch you
on a new episode.
Yep. Catch you on the next one. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys for listening.